Alrighty. Today we're going to be playing some Factorio. A bit of an interesting game, so to speak, and as you can see from the Milestones mod, we've got full pie installed, which basically just makes the game essentially a lot harder. We do have a couple different mods that'll make the game a bit easier for us, like the companion drones, as well as a stone water well, which you can see here. Just some stone bricks, and offshore pump, iron sticks, and stone. It's relatively cheap. However, on the other hand, we are going to be using, like I said, we are going to be using full pie, which is going to be a bit of an interesting challenge, so to speak. Um, Now I have gone about 20 or so hours into another playthrough, so I sort of know what I'm doing when it comes to the early game. But you don't really get out of the early game until roughly 100 hours in. So we're going to be doing this series is going to be pretty long, and I know that I'm not the best editor in the world. So I'm sort of hoping that I could just get away with not editing the videos. But for formats that are going to be lasting about 1 to 2 hour sessions, it might be a good idea to edit them and then cut it down. However, it's up to you guys, of course. And I mean, I know I don't have that many followers or subscribers or anything, but hey, it doesn't hurt to hurt. It doesn't hurt to ask, rather. It doesn't hurt to hurt. Come on. I'm being a bit goofy. But we do have Hellmod. We have Factory Planner. I'm probably going to be using Factory Planner a bit more than Hellmod. Because whenever I was using Hellmod, it would tend to freak out a little bit on me. Tell me I needed like 40,000 buildings as opposed to like 3. So, definitely not something. Excuse me. Definitely not something like I want to do all that much. But I do have to input a command. There it is. So now my crafting speed won't take 10 minutes to craft things, which is great because I don't want to have to deal with that, and I don't think any of y'all want to deal with that. But first things first, I'm actually going to get our coal snake set up. Then we'll feed a single piece of wood. Sorry if I sound a bit weird or a little dry, I guess, if that makes sense. Not really feeling my best right now. My allergies are sort of kicking my ass, so. But this little doohickey right here, ash, we are going to have to deal with that as a byproduct, and that is going to be interesting. I'm not too sure what the best way to deal with that is. What happened to my furnace? I'm goofy. I built a burner mining drill. Whoops, shouldn't have done that. It's fine though. We have we have some extra ones. So we're gonna go ahead and just get a bunch of iron started right now. Not really gonna worry about anything else. But what I do want to get started as well is stone bricks. That way we can get paths down as quick as possible. Before we even start to worry about copper. Even though copper is a very important resource you need. Right. I just don't think it's important enough to warrant, making an entire thing for it right now. I'm struggling to find my words. Alrighty, so there's stone. We've got steam power completed. Now we just need basic science. And to be honest, that's sort of easier said than done. But this burner phase is going to be extended for quite some time. As you can see, it's a quite a big tech tree just to get to green circuits, and there's a lot of automation that you need to do for that. Lots of recipes, and then only then, after vacuum tube technologies, do you get logistics, and then sometime after logistics, you get train and railway, but also you get that after researching Pi Science Stage 1, which takes even more. But the one I'm looking for actually is this one. So electric miners are actually after Pi Science Stage 1 too. So we're going to be using burners for quite a long time. Coal is going to have to be routed pretty much everywhere. It's going to be really ugly. So if you guys aren't prepared to see ugliness, I forgot about the carriage in. I was wondering why it wasn't going anywhere. Okay, so I think I think what I can do is set up some inserters. And then, so we'll set up 4, 4, and then we'll just have these going into chests. And yes, I do have the Bob's Inserters mod. I don't want to have to play this without it. To be completely honest with you, it's a little annoying. So I just went ahead and installed that mod, given it a shot. Makes our blueprints a little bit more compact as well, which doesn't hurt, to be honest with you. And then, as you can also see, our ore patches are far away from each other, which is good. During my 20-hour playthrough, my oops, that's a lot of furnaces that I didn't mean to craft. But during my 20-hour playthrough, we actually our ore patches were actually like settled right on top of each other for iron and stone, and it made getting iron and stone very difficult because I couldn't place enough mining drills. Quite annoying, in fact. However, we are getting more miners. We're gonna put them on iron, and then eventually we'll start getting into the more nitty-gritty stuff where we actually have to build belts and all that to get things routed. And I'm actually just gonna go ahead and get this stuff out of the way, the trees, because these are a little annoying to deal with. And I hope my little... I don't think it's working. I don't think it worked. It's a bit annoying, but hey, simple fix. Or here, better yet, show off the Bob's inserters a bit more. So there we go. Now we have labs, wood crushers, soil extractors, and all that kind of shit. It's a little weird. Definitely different from base game Factorio, as you could probably notice. But it's not too bad, to be honest with you. I mean, people always tend to play up certain things, and they were like, "Dude, why are you playing Pyanodons? You're gonna go crazy." And to be honest, it's just relaxing. I find it more relaxing than I do anything in the world. Like, I don't get what people mean when they say you're gonna go crazy. I mean, yeah, it's tedious. It's a little It's a little annoying, but like, it's really not that bad. It really isn't. All these require fuel. Interesting, interesting. But yeah, we're gonna need a ton of coal, ton of copper to get pretty much just everything started. And as soon as we can, we pretty much just want to go into coal and coke production. So I think honestly that's what we're gonna do after we get automation. Another thing, um, I'm a little scaredy cat, and I don't like playing with biters because I just like to chill and relax while I play Factorio. I know that's a bit of a hot take, right? I know. However, um, I just like I said, I like building. I don't really like to have to stress about not being able to fend off an attack without, I don't have the right ammo or anything like that. I don't really like that. Besides, Pyanodons doesn't really have a good weapons system to begin with. There's no grenades or anything like that, as far as I'm aware. So having biters is kind of a detriment. Like, as you can see, the only turrets we get are gun turrets. So it's really, or as far as I'm aware, we only get gun turrets. But like as you can see, like even further down, like the tech tree just goes haywire. Like, and then here's advanced oil processing. About I'd say maybe 1,000 hours in, maybe 750. I don't know, but it's a while. We're gonna be playing this for quite a long time, and honestly, that's totally fine. I think what I'm gonna do first, what I'm gonna unlock first rather, is gonna be coal processing 1 after automation, and then we'll work on getting steel after that. But of course, right, in order to get steel, we need coke anyways. So we might as well just go ahead and set up a production line for it. And what I'm thinking, right, is we use the coal gas from wood as opposed to coal gas from coal, or coal gas from raw coal, because it's a bit of a expensive recipe, so to speak. And the one from wood gives you a bit more play, especially since the wood crushers give like a ton of wood. Like it's a stupid amount. So I think we should make one whenever we have enough resources, but we do have to set up power for it. And power is going to be a bit of a pain in the beginning. However, I am going to feed, what's it called? I'm going to feed stuff to it and all that. Not really going to. Okay. And so I'm also going to bring it closer to us. As, as close as I can get it right now. But, ooh, that's another thing. We probably have stone bricks ready. Aha, we do. I can finally use stone bricks to make our commute times a bit shorter. Which will be very useful. Make another 6 underground pipes as well. Grab some more coal. We'll check up on the copper as well since we're here. Grab these. And we'll just boom. Yeah. So I learned about that from a Doshington video. If you guys aren't aware of him, he's a really good Factorio YouTuber who does pretty much a bunch of challenge runs and stuff like that of Factorio mods. In fact, I think he made a part 2 of C-Block that I actually want to really watch. Because C-Block is something I've been interested in for a little bit now. Because of him, specifically. So. But the trick, basically, you just make stone plates early, or stone bricks early, rather. and you can walk faster. And I didn't even know that was possible until I watched his videos. So, thanks, Dodge Washington. Always making my life better in Factorio. And supplying us with masochistic content at the bane of his own existence, right? But of course, right, with all things considered, mod packs he plays and stuff like that are actually really cool. They're really interesting. I think he's played Nullius. I'm not too sure if he has or hasn't. It'd be really cool if he did. I've always wanted to get into Nullius and stuff like that, but it's a little weird. I will admit, it's a bit strange. I'm not really sure what to do in that mod pack. But basically, the gist of it is, right, is you're a robot sent to a planet to terraform it. So there's no life on the planet already that you can exploit. So there's no oil, there's no coal, there's none of that. It's literally just a void atmosphere with nothing on it other than you. You're a robot, so you're not even living. Right? It's a bit of an interesting journey, so to speak. But honestly, I'd probably want to wait until it comes out for 2.0, but I don't think it will, simply because of the fact that it's an old mod, and so are the Angel Bobs mods, and I'm afraid that like those are probably never gonna get updated for 2.0 either. Mainly due to the fact that you can't, due to the mods licensing and stuff like that, you actually can't modify the mods themselves. You have to create a compatibility patch. And I don't know of anyone that's going to want to do that, especially for like the hundreds, maybe thousands of recipes that need to be upgraded to 2.0. I don't know. It could break a lot of stuff, but honestly, it's whatever. Pyanodons is 2.0, so it's whatever. It's perfectly fine. The developers of Pyanodons actually like they updated this really fast. It was surprising, honestly. Like I was looking at Factorio the other day because my coworker, fucking hate him, reminded me that this game existed, and so now I'm addicted to it again. But at the same time, right? I don't like the flow of vanilla. I think it's too fast, right? So I just went ahead and I was like, yeah, screw it. I'll play Pyanodons, and I've been playing it since I got it. However, I will be playing Space Age. I bought it yesterday at like 2 in the morning after I got my tips from work. So we are going to be playing a little bit of Space Age. We'll pretty much be running the series side by side with each other. So that'll be interesting. Also, you could probably notice this playtime in up in the top left corner, as well as this little doohickey. I'm not gonna touch this thing. It's a time accelerator mod. I got this before I figured out we could accelerate the handcrafting. I'm not gonna do anything with it. I'm not even gonna hit this button because it messes with the playtime, and I don't want that to. I want it to be as accurate as possible for y'all's viewing pleasure and my hatred for myself, I guess. I don't really know. But I already know it's gonna take me about a day to get to the very basic stuff like carriage and processing and shale oil and all that. Now there is something that I realized recently, and that is alt left click. So tar. This thing right here actually has a fuel value, and I didn't know that. So we don't actually need to process. We don't need shale oil for the time being. We really don't, which is really great. Honestly, really good to hear. We don't need gun turrets either, at least not for now. They do lead into other stuff like mounts and pharmacogenomics. Yes, that word. So but those researchers are so far away, it doesn't even matter that we should, even be looking at them. Uh, so it's whatever. But I'm kind of excited to get into the animals because it's just cool. Like I've never seen a Factorio mod include animal husbandry in its list of things you can do, and Pyanodons is like one of the first that I've ever seen do that. So I think it'd be a little interesting. Sorry, taking a sip of water. Ah, water. What would we do without you? Probably die, but it's whatever. Without water, we don't have soda. Without water, we don't have sea life. It's crazy. Now I'm just rambling. I don't really know what to talk about. But one thing I actually do really want to plan out with y'all is our furnace stacks and how they're gonna look and all that. And I actually do have a handy mod that obviously comes in handy. It's called Blueprint Sandboxes. So if I hit the Shift B key, which is normally the key to bring up a blueprint book, we can come into this little area, set up an electrified floor, obviously, so we don't have to do any weird stuff to make everything work. But like we can come in here and just place stuff. It's basically like the editor extensions mod, but local to your game. So you don't have to go into an entirely different sandbox save, and it doesn't mess with your milestones, which is really cool. It's like an entirely local space that you and only you can mess with. It's actually really cool. So to the person that figured that out, amazing job working on that mod. Crazy even that you managed to do it. Okay, so I think we'll put power like somewhere right here. Now that is something we all are also going to have to do, is figure out how we're going to lay out power. Because obviously our boilers burn coal or wood, but they need something to do with the ash, right? And the ash you get from burning any coal product, right? Or recipes that create ash. However, burning coal is pretty much the most effective thing we can do at the moment. So what I'm thinking we can do is set up a coal line. I'm honestly, I want to do this until after we get distillation columns and stuff, but like we don't have a choice. We kind of have to set it up now because distillation columns take what is it? What's the word? Power. They take power to run properly. But you know, it's fine. We'll work with it. We'll work with it. But it's effectively just going to be the same layout as every single steam engine from before. It's going to be pretty much every single. It's going to be the same layout effectively, just with a bit of extra steps because we have to account for ash. That's about it. And then of course we need to run coal up to it, which is a different story in and of itself. But honestly, coal isn't that hard to set up, believe it or not. It really isn't. We just have to do something with the ash. And honestly, that's not that hard to do. Of course, there are tons of byproducts for pretty much everything in this mod pack, which is a little annoying. It gets a little annoying. However, there's tons of different ways to get rid of those byproducts as well. It's just that some people, a lot of people rather, don't want to deal with it, so they just don't play Pyanodons, which is completely fair and understandable. This mod pack is huge. It's notorious even for being one of the most complicated mod packs ever created for Factorio. But at the same time, there's much more complicated games like Satisfactory, in my opinion, which is sort of like Pyanodons but 3D. And you know, it's just, I don't know. If you're gonna play Satisfactory, you might as well give Pyanodons a shot. But I've never even played Satisfactory. I really do want to play it. I just don't want to. I don't want to buy it right now. It's a little rich for my blood at the moment. I did just spend $35 on the Space Age DLC, of course. But honestly, it's really not that bad. And honestly, I think for coal, I think honestly we only need 2 of these. And I think we'll be fine with that. Might be wondering, how are they going to feed themselves? Easy. Bob's inserters, baby. Look at that. Oh, well. Wrong pickup position and drop position. But you get the point. So they pick up from the belt as it's going towards it. Put them in there so they constantly refuel themselves. And then we'll go ahead and actually put up 2 wooden crates. And those will be for their ash. Boom, just like that. And of course we do have to set the filters on them, because if we don't, bad things happen. We just pull the coal straight out of the furnace, or mining drill. Instead of the burnt result, which is ash. Ooh, excuse me, I got the sniffles. I'm gonna move this real quick. I'm actually gonna boop. Bibbity. Bop. How? Sick. Now I don't have to go into my inventory every time I want to do that. Frick. Oh, it feels so weird not having the steel axe anymore. Everything takes so long to mine. God dang it. Boom. And so now we should have, once we fuel this thing up a little bit, we should have a reliable source of power. Now, the funny thing about the inserters, right, is that they're actually faster. And it's a little weird, but it's the truth. They're a little bit faster, and it's something. I'll tell you, it's something. So there we go. We have automated coal-fed boiler. Dope. I don't want to have to deal with that ever again. However, I do want to get out of this like manual hand feeding coal to and from these things as fast as possible, to be honest with you. So I think what I'm going to do is obviously get the bricks going again. But I also want to... Okay, I don't know why I have so much ammo. I'm never ever going to use it, so it's whatever. I'm just going to throw it in a box and forget about it. So... I want to get our first furnace stack started, like just planned. And honestly, I don't think we need that much iron plates a second for the beginning of the early game. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, we'll do, shit. So we'll do ore to plate factory. You know what? I'm just going to, ore to plates. There we go. There we go. Products, we're going to do raw resources, iron plates. We're going to do 1 a second. Is 1 a second even viable right now? Probably not. Probably not. Actually, no. Looks like it might be. Yeah, looks like it might be. We're gonna definitely change the fuel though. We wanna use coke, but right now we don't have coke, so we're just gonna use raw coal instead. And of course, oops, hitting the wrong buttons. Too used to opening Helmod now. But it says we'll need about 1 burner miner drill to get all that stuff, which is perfectly fine, honestly. Show item rates as a number of belts. Doesn't apply to fluids. Eight per second. Yeah, that's a full belt in it. And then, of course, the byproduct of ash will get 2.167 a second, which is sick. Really cool. Left click to open subfloor. Ooh, whoa. Copy. Paste. Okay, well, whatever. Okay. So that's 18 machines already, which is kind of a bit, but hopefully we can come up with some kind of like easier way to make a what's it called? The miners, because honestly it's a little interesting, so to speak. And then of course we're gonna need copper plates as well. And we're gonna do 1 a second for that. So we will be mining copper. What the? Am I losing it? The hell? All right, perfect. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of liking this a bit more than Helmod. It's a bit more user friendly in my opinion. Makes more sense. But we are producing 1 iron plate a second, 1 copper plate a second, which is a bit slow, but it's fine. And that's sort of the definition of Pyanodons. Whenever you first start, it's anything that works is fine. Anything that doesn't work isn't. So if pretty much you go by the mantra, if it ain't broke, don't fix it for the entirety of the game. even if it's probably the most inefficient recipe you've ever like used. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, man. Genuinely, it's probably about the mantra you should live by. But I do know that I know now that a lot of these recipes, or a lot of these buildings rather, take up a ton of space, like a lot of space. So what I think I should do is I should make a little area for ore crushing, for the iron. I should make a little area for that. And then, what is it? and then have the furnace stack above that. So I think what I'm gonna do is like cordon off these two areas. Like that. And so this lower area will be for crushing and copper and processing and all that jazz, and the top will be for the furnace stacks, I guess. Might work, might work. We'll see, we'll see. Also, kerogen's a fuel. I didn't know that till like 20 hours in. That was a really interesting find, I'm not gonna lie. But the humble beginnings of our base begin. Sort of okay. I'm okay with that. It's whatever. Where? Okay, we do have bioreserves. I was about to scream my head off. Okay, so we need 10 furnaces to get iron completely started. And 8 miners. So let's come up with an idea for the furnace stack. And the mining stack as well. Oh, whoops. Why are you not letting me get rid of you? It's not letting me get rid of it. How strange. Well, anyways, I guess that's just there now. Gonna need belts. Undergrounds. Okay. So I think... So we have these infinity loaders, which I am going to use for the coal. Or rather, the raw coal. So we want the product to be straight down the middle, which is fine. We can do that. And then we're going to need a way to get rid of the ash, and we're going to need coal, obviously. But honestly, I think we can just get away with... doing something like that. Right, so this would be your ash. Right? And so ideally you'd have your coal on the bottom, and your ash goes to the top. Just like that. And so then of course you do need a supply of iron, which I didn't think about until just now. Which is hooray, hooray, fun, fun. Okay, so we're gonna have to scrap this. Because I totally forgot about the iron patch. 8, 9, 10. Alright, so for iron, so this is plate output. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . plate output. Boom. That's done. And so now we need to figure out a way to get the ore into here, right? Without being too complicated. So we need a coal and an ash line. So we'll have it be on the same line, but then where are we gonna put the iron ore? We could do sushi. I don't think that's a good idea, so we're not gonna do that. However, I think what we could do, so this is input. Right, so what we could do is instead of doing like that, we do this, right? So now our ash is on the bottom, right? And then we can have undergrounds like this, and then the ore come in like that. So then all we need to do is set up filters, the blacklist of ash. Well, this one would be fine, and just ore. And this one would be just ash. Like that. I think that could work. I think that could work. Oh. That. And so bear with me now. I know it's taking a bit. But we have coal on the top side now. And then of course we have, oops, we have iron ore. So then the ash should come out on the bottom side. Yep, there it goes. And so now we need a way to get rid of that ash. So our undergrounds are going to be coming like this. Nope, that's not true. They're going to be going like this to split the ash off from the line. And then we can just bring it down. Like that. It's a little messed up. It's a little weird. But I mean, it'll work. It's tileable. That's all that matters. It'll work. So first things first, let's get rid of all this. we'll go ahead and, oops, the wrong button. Furnace stack. Or well, probably should get that extra bit in there as well. Yeah, see, that'll work better. Furnace stack cell. You can actually snap it to grid as well. So now, I mean, well, that's actually too long. So we're not gonna snap it to grid. However, we can see that it does tile. It's just a bit weird. So what we can do, hopefully, okay, never mind, I guess we can't. But now what we can do is we can export to string, copy it, go out of the blueprint sandbox, and then import the blueprint. So now we have a furnace stack. So originally, I was thinking about having them go upwards. We don't have a whole lot of space to do that. So I think what we're going to do is have them go to the right. Like this. Like that. Oh, stop that. No, stop. No, stop. I don't want you doing it. Give me all this shit back. Forgot I had bots that do that. It's actually kind of a lifesaver. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, no, that's actually all we need. That's 10. These things are so cool. I have little bots that can help me build stuff in the early game. That's actually super nice. That's super helpful. Place those furnaces down. Easy. That's actually that's so nice. Grab some more iron, and then we'll grab more coal too. Now, believe it or not, I've never been to bots. I've never gotten to the bot stage of vanilla. I don't know why. I can't bring myself to play that long on a vanilla playthrough for some reason. And yet you hand me this, and I go fucking crazy for it. I just go nuts. It's weird. I don't really know. I don't know why. I really don't. It's strange. But, however, the next thing we get to set up is what's it called? The mining drills, because obviously they burn fuel. Oops. So they obviously burn fuel, which means they produce ash. So what are we gonna do to get rid of the ash? You know? And that's something I actually neglected in my first Pi playthrough. I neglected the fact that they produced ash. So every now and again I had to go in and clear the ash from them. And I really don't want to do that again. So tell you what the solution is. We're going to deal with the ash. We're going to have to. And honestly, that's perfectly fine and dandy. We can honestly just throw it into a chest right now. We don't really have anything to do. You know, we don't really have any reason to have ash on us right now because we're not producing any science packs. Which will come soon. We will need to start producing some science packs just to get automation and stuff out of the way. So we're not handcrafting everything, which will be a lifesaver to be honest with you. But we're mainly just going to be automating small things like inserters, belts, undergrounds, pipes, underground pipes, because you use so many pipes. There's a ton of fluid processing in Pyanodons. A ton. It is a ridiculous amount, some might say. But it's going to take us a little bit to get the amount of plates necessary for us to be able to build this entire furnace stack properly. So we're going to be chilling for a little bit. Chilling like a villain, some might say. Just waiting. In all honesty, just waiting to get this little thing out of the way. And there's nothing wrong with that, to be honest with you. Really nothing wrong with it. What is it? How many inserters is how many? 80? Oh, that's a lot of inserters. Jesus. It's too many almost. But, oh yeah. Probably something you guys have noticed. I'm not the normal Factorio guy. I'm a tech priest. I find him a little adorable. So I was like, man, screw it. I'll do it. Guess where I got him from? Another Dosh Washington video. If you can't tell, I really like that guy. He makes some good videos. He makes some really good videos. Frick. Didn't have enough coal. Whatever. These things are really cool. They just take it's gonna be a bit before we actually get to build the rest of that. However, on the other hand, I think we should start figuring out how we're going to do our science packs. Right? And I already know what it takes to make them. It's a hefty process that requires a bunch of different mining drills. But honestly, I'd rather get our furnace stacks up first before we do it, but I don't think that's going to be possible with how slow we're going right now. And I think honestly, instead of stagnating, we should be focusing a little bit on this. It's just without the iron necessary, we can't. Oh, of course these are out of fuel now. Awesome. Didn't give me any plates to work with. Yep, there goes the 4 inserters. Jeez, man. But yeah, it's going to be like this for a little bit. We're just going to be going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth up until we could afford not to. Which is a bit sad. But see, Keragen does actually have a fuel value. And if we break it down into shale, we get 200 kilojoules of energy. as opposed to what, 2? Oh, okay, never mind. So 200 kilojoules is 2 megajoules. I don't know why they made it different. Is it? I'm actually kind of curious now. I don't know. I'll look that up after the video's over, but I'm not actually too sure on that, not gonna lie. So I'm gonna save myself from the embarrassment of being fact-checked in the comments by just saying, I don't know. I'm not an expert. Don't ask me. Doesn't completely absolve me of my sin, but that's fine. And of course, our boiler is doing nothing right now because we have nothing. Ooh, excuse me. We have nothing actually taking up power, therefore it's not burning anything. Or, well, it's not really burning too much. Oh, actually not at all, because the output's full. Interesting, interesting. But you do actually use a lot of steam for stuff too, which is kind of something I wasn't really realizing. But yeah, you pretty much just have to babysit these things for a little bit. It's pretty annoying. And there's really not much else to talk about at the moment. There's another iron ore patch over there. That's pretty cool. About 746k. Oil sand. I have no idea what that's going to be used for. Titanium, zinc. Yeah, no, don't really have any idea what those are going to be used for. We do have another rock coal patch, though, which is going to be really helpful. And I think for that one, well, both of these we do eventually want to turn completely into coke. We don't really want to keep them around. It's expensive to create that process, but honestly, it's worth it because we get 5 megajoules as opposed to 2 or 3. I think it's 3. It is 3. So as opposed to the 3 megajoules of energy we get 5 out of coke. So it is well worth getting your coal distillation and proper, like, it is well worth it. And I think that's one of the mistakes I did in my 20-hour playthrough. I just waited too long to get the distillation set up. So I wasn't producing enough, and I should have been. But once we get that technology, you know damn well I'm gonna be doing that. We are 100% doing that. I was about to say there's no way that was all of them. Well, I guess that was all of them, but we have a little bit more to go, and our first furnace stack will be completely done. We'll just need to hook everything up and get the other stuff hooked up first, like the coal and where the ash is gonna go, type stuff. But it's fine. It's fine. We probably don't even need a full belt of coal, not gonna lie, going to the burner. We probably don't. Hooray, more inserters. Okay. See, I really want to get started on science production just to get it out of the way. Where is the friggin' thing? Oh, I was passing over it the entire time. So, in order to get these little flowers, which are what you need to make the science, you need to get it's like a floral kind of thing. I don't really know what it is. It's what's it called again? Flora collector. And that effectively makes it to where you can mine the bioreserve. And that's these little flowers right here. So the flora reserves are what we use in the first automation science pack. They're really, they take a long time to craft. But on top of that, they just suck. But they're used in every single science known to man. So you kind of have to set them up, but you don't really have a choice. Which is a little annoying, but it's honestly fine. It's okay. Ooh. Not mean to take that out. God damn it, I did it again. Damn it. I'm messing up. Okay, we're getting ever so closer to finishing our goal. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, no, these stone pads and stuff like that, I got told to make those as well from another person in the Factorio Discord server, and at that point I was already like 15 or so hours into the Pyanodons playthrough, and I kind of already figured that making the stone bricks would be very useful, so I was already making them when he suggested them to me. Which is kind of funny in retrospect, the fact that so many people recommend to build these stone paths, because it just makes you that much faster. Saves you that many seconds, I guess. It's a little interesting. But he's also the one that supplied that command. This one, the manual crafting speed modifier. Lifesaver. Game changer. It's crazy that I was playing Factorio without that command, especially Pyanodons without that command, for the longest time. It was dumb. Like, it made me feel stupid. But at the same time, I applaud him, because that was very nice of him to do. Okay, so we need 7 more. 7 more friggin' inserters, and then we'll be done making inserters for the foreseeable. Well, that's not inherently true. We're still going to be making them. There we go. We need 3 more, and then we're done. We're done with the furnace stack. We'll just have to get coal and everything hooked up, and then we'll be done. Boom! Furnace stack is done. Completed. Look at that beauty. It's really satisfying the way these things kind of like go up and then down and then I don't know. It's a little weird. It's just like it's making my brain tingle. It's like ASMR in a way. It's really weird. But like the factory planner said, we don't need that many what is it? We don't need that many coal miners. We really don't. We only need one. One per furnace stack, which honestly makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. So not gonna question it all that much. We are gonna make the 2 just in case. And then we'll just set this one here. And we'll deal with the ash. So we'll do this, and we'll do that. Boom, 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 boom. And then, of course, we need to split. Onto the far side of this belt, which I think is already going to happen, which is good. Got to make my roads nice and pretty. And then on the other side, we need to do the same thing. Gotta make them aesthetically pleasing. Gotta make it look nice, of course. Can't be you know, can't be messy. The fact that it takes 10 transport belts to make an underground is freaking insane. It's insane. But there we go. Once we put coal in this little doohickey, we should get some. Obviously, we'll get coal going, which is great. And of course, the first initial pieces will be given straight to itself to fuel it, which I think is really cool about the burner inserters on the coal. You just kind of give it to itself and it fuels it, which is sick. Makes it really easy. But as you can see, we are loading up on coal right now. I think it's just going to take a bit to propagate out to the entire furnace stack. I think that's fine. Now, Factory Planner did say we're going to need 8 of these burner mining drills. So let's go ahead and come up with something that will work decently well. All right, so we can do a little bit of ore placement in the blueprint sandbox. And then we can come up with a design that not only works well, but looks nice. Well, I don't really care about looking nice. It's not going to look nice. But, excuse me. What I'm trying to say is that we're just going to come up with something that works. That's about it. So I think what we can do to save room and keep everything nice and compact is by using the Bob's inserters to pick up and drop. We can use undergrounds as a way to get coal out to this, to the thing. So we'll blacklist ash, because we are going to have ash and coal on the same belt, simply because it's just so much easier. It makes things super compact and easy. So for let's say we have it like this. Right, see, now we run into an issue. Unless we do something like this, and we swap the pickup position. Sorry, I'm being a little quiet, man. I'm big braining. I'm big braining right now. So that'll let us do this. Yeah, honestly, that'll work. And then we have the iron in the middle. Like so. And then we just bring the coal around in like a loop. And like to the next stack. Yeah, honestly, that'll work. I actually really like that idea. It's gonna be hella expensive, but it'll work. So I'm gonna stock up on iron before we start that, because we're gonna need a ton of underground belts rather, and a ton of belts in general. So I think it's a good idea that we stock up on some plates. I don't think we're gonna need too much copper, but we'll stock up on it as well. I mean, it's not like we're gonna be making a furnace stack for copper anytime soon anyways, so best not to worry about it in my opinion. It's whatever though. Okay, never mind. Sorry, I got a notification on my phone. I thought it was important. It was not. It was Snapchat telling me to watch somebody's story, and I was whatever. Not gonna do that. I got a little distracted as well. The life with ADHD, right? It's whatever though. So I'm thinking about making episodes 2 hours in length, or up to 3 hours, depending on how I'm feeling. But that, that's not a whole lot of time to get a lot of progress done, but it's also it's time between episodes. You know what I mean? So like a 2-hour episode here and there as opposed to a 30-minute one every day. You know what I mean? I feel like that would be a bit better for this kind of series in my opinion, because let's be real, in order to play Pyanodons you kind of have to be in a mood. I think that's just in general with Factorio though. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I can even do multiple hour-long videos. I mean, I'm already doing one. This episode's probably going to be about 2.5 hours. So we'll see. We'll see if I'm actually going to even edit these as well, because I'm not even too sure. Like I keep saying, I'm not a good editor. I would like to learn, right? But I don't have any editing software. I don't have anything like that, so it'd be a little difficult. But at the same time, it'd be pretty cool to edit these videos. The videos would just take longer to put out, which is kind of what I'm worried about. So I'll let y'all decide whether or not it's a good idea to edit these down and, you know, get them through and all that. So I'll let y'all decide that though. Eventually though, I do want to be like reading from a script and just sort of giving a rundown of what I did the entire playthrough. You know what I mean? Sort of like what Dosh Washington does already. It's like the 4th time I've brought him up now, but he's honestly a huge inspiration as to why I've gotten back into Factorio and like in general want to make videos about it. So I do want to be a little like him in a way, but I don't want to copy him like, you know, word for word exact. You know, that'd be a bit much. I forgot how many. Said 8, right? I don't know why I'm crafting them. I could just take them. Okay, hold up. So okay, I think we're good to get this started. Huzzah! The iron patch is cleared. So I'm going to start out over here. That's 6. And we'll come down on the other side. No! I didn't mean to craft those. I mean, I'm gonna need them anyways, to be honest. So it's probably for the best. Just didn't mean to craft them like right there. Meant to craft belts. Okay. So now we have to figure out which direction the coal is gonna be coming from. And since it's from up here, it's gonna come on this side and then come down. So what that entails is a little something like this, and then like this. And then effectively, we just repeat the same thing on the other side. Like that. And so I'm actually gonna destroy these and keep them as ghosts. Or, well, I guess I can't because they'll build them, but you get my point. I don't really want those right now. They don't really serve a purpose. So we're not gonna have them right now. I mean, they do serve a purpose, they're mining, but you get what I mean. You get what I mean. So actually, the pickup position, drop position. Pickup position, drop position. Okay. Got a big brain with these inserters real quick. Pick up position, drop position. Boom. And that should do it. That should get us going on our first ever stack. And then of course we do need to do something with the ash, which I'm just now realizing we're not doing anything with, or for. Shit. Damn it. Just when I thought this was a good freaking... Damn. See, it's making me big brain, like really, really hard. And that's sort of the reason why I really like Pyanodons, is because it's literally, it just makes you big brain. You have to big brain in order to get things to even work. And it's just, it's a lot. It's a lot. But, you know, at the same time, I don't know. It's just cool. I like it. It's whatever. So I think what I'm going to have to do is actually separate these off, like straight up just off of the belt entirely and just have it like this. So take in, take out, take in, take out, take in, take out, take in, take out, take in. So we're gonna need more inserters. Okay. And then we repeat the same thing on the other side. And now we have no iron, so that's great. Just gonna go run and grab some coal real quick and we'll smelt some iron ourselves. It's a bit funny, I'm not gonna lie. Wasn't planning on needing to use that many of those things, not gonna lie. What are they called? Belts. I'm losing my mind. I don't know why. I just can't speak English today. It's just, it's canon. I just can't talk. I just can't. Kind of funny, not gonna lie. Anyways, so now that we have that done, now that we have that done, what is it? We could just use. Yeah, pretty sure. Pretty sure we can straight up just pull from this coal line and just be able to feed our hungry hippos, I guess. I don't know. Hungry furnace. Furnace? I need to stop speaking. I'm losing it. I can't talk today. I don't know why. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Okay, so I want to come up to the right. Down. Okay, so now here's the question. What side of the belt is that on? Okay, it's actually on the right side of the belt. Oh my god. 2 belts short. It's fine. Once we get the coal going, right? Once we get the coal going, everything's gonna be fine. We're gonna be. Oh, fuck. No. Ah, Jesus, man. Giving me a run for my money. Scrapping bits of the build to get things to work. Oh, it's the other way around. Whoops. All right. And there we go. We are mining iron. And doing something about the ash, which is super helpful. And honestly, this works way better than having the ash on the separate line. Because we save like so much more space. My old My old one was really bad. It was really, really bad. And I think actually before the episode's over, I want to give you like a tour of my 20-hour game. Granted, it's not that good at all. It is not very good. I will have to warn you. However, you know, it gets the job done. It does its thing. I think what I'm going to do here is extend this out by like 2 and do what's called a little thingy. But I ran out of belts, so looks like I'm going to have to salvage a bit more pieces from our build. Looks like we're going to need to salvage a bit more. 2 more pieces. Unless... huzzah. There we go. So the two inserters should be able to bring enough coal throughput to get everything working properly, hopefully. You know, here's to hoping and praying. And then of course we can make this belt just a wee bit longer. And I think what I'm gonna do for this one, and honestly, we can't run coal through this area like this. So I think, because this is for the oil, the crushers. But I was right. Looks like we do have enough throughput, which is great. I'm honestly kind of excited to see where this series goes. I mean, obviously it's full pie. There's a lot of different things we can do. A lot of very confusing things we can do, especially with the animals and all of the plants and stuff you can work with. It's a lot. It's a lot. But honestly, it's, like I said, it's relaxing for me. So that's the reason why I play Pyanodons. It's just a bit relaxing before I go into work. There we go. There's our iron. Just sort of future-proofing the design a little bit. I already know we're going to need to, especially with the crushers. But hopefully, once we get this all set up and ready to go, we will be able to finally call it a day on the furnace stack, because we've been working on this for about 40, maybe 30 minutes now. 40 minutes? Who knows? It's been a bit. It's been pretty much the major project of this entire episode. And that's gonna become a trend, by the way. That's gonna become very normal. We're gonna be working on pretty much one thing the entirety of the episode, and, you know, trying to make it within like a 2 or 3 hour time span, which is more than likely not going to be enough time. So more often than not, we will have certain projects take a few different episodes, which these episodes, by the way, can take place in the span of a day, maybe longer. So pretty much you'll be seeing like different days of work. But, you know, at the same time, I'm not too totally sure if that's going to be true, because I fucking love this game. I'm addicted to it, genuinely. So we're going to need way more iron on that belt. Way more iron ore. See, that second one is actually struggling it's struggling to pick them up. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is set up a bunch of like inserters to pick up off that main line. 3, 5, 6. And we'll have it go like this. So hopefully that gives him a chance in heaven to pick up an ore. And it looks like it is. But I think we need a full belt, not just 6. So if y'all don't know, a full belt, since these mechanical inserters fucking suck, it takes about 13 of them to get a full belt off of another belt. So effectively, that's what we're going to be doing up until we get splitters. Once we get splitters, everything is going to become much more condensed, much more neat, much more easier to manage. But we don't get splitters for quite a long time until after vacuum tube technology because they take simple circuit boards. And simple circuit boards are fun. And we unlock a smelter, which not really sure what that does, to be honest with you. I don't know. I don't know. Never did it. Don't know. Of course we have acetylene. Acetylene apparently is actually a really good fuel, from what I hear. A really good early game fuel, rather. Holy crap, it is 1 megajoule. Holy crap, that's insane. Dude, that's really good. A megajoule is crazy. Yeah, that's gonna be a good fuel for us. So we'll probably be using a ton of that. Okay, we'll wait till we have the full 13 because we're gonna need to split off an entire belt worth of iron just to get this thing to work properly. Because we're actually already bottlenecking the later furnaces, which is obviously not good. So we're gonna do what we have to do and fix that. And the only way we're gonna be able to fix that is by doing what I've just said and doing something about it. So we're gonna use an underground belt, like I said, to split the ash off. We'll worry about actually doing that later. Right now we're just going to focus on getting everything working properly. Okay. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, all 13. Center. I was about to say, are they going to build it? And there we go. There's a full belt's worth of iron. Or well, iron ore rather. And that should make it all the way to the end. Yep. Perfect. That's actually really good. Nice. Now, we could probably shrink it down to the half a belt, but we were already using 6 and not even getting enough throughput to get to the other side. So, now what I'm worried about, right, is fuck's sake. Is the iron just not being enough, period. You know what I mean? For this one. And clearly that seems to be the case because we're just transferring everything to the other side. So I think what we should do is lower the throughput to half a belt. So I think that's genuinely what we're going to have to do, is lower it to half a belt. Should, I think, be that. Oh, I'm getting a call. Hang on. Sorry about that. My mom was giving me a call. Had to take that real quick. Alrighty. Yeah, we're bottlenecking hard. And I'm not really sure what to do about that, to be honest with you. Because, I mean, for the time being, we really can't do anything about it. We don't have splitters, so, I mean, if it's not working all the time, then... So we're going to need belts on either side. Which, kind of annoying, but it is whatever. 7, 6. And then of course we're gonna need way more. Way more of the miners as well to be able to even supply these, which honestly might mean we're building way too big. And this is only, oh wait, this is 20. I built this too long. You know, I built this way too long. That's why it's struggling. Yeah, so it is an issue of I'm building too big, which sucks. So all of these get to go into... Oh, no, wait. Yeah, see, there we go. So now once that fills up, we go down to half a belt throughput. But even then, we were already only using the half a belt throughput anyways. Whatever. I'll just leave it there. If it works, it works. I'm not touching it again. So we have iron on both sides now. Sick. So that's one iron plate a second. How wonderful. So now we have to figure out how to get this ash out of the way. And we're going to use the undergrounds as a way to split it off. Which, in my opinion, is very useful. And I didn't know you could do that for the longest time. You can call me dumb. It is okay. But for now, I'm just going to shove it into a chest and not worry about it. Because we really have nothing else. Like, we really can't do anything else with it. There's nothing else we can do with the ash other than throw it in a box and just tell it to go away. However, our furnaces are our biggest producers of ash because there's 10 of them at the moment. So they're the biggest producers of ash that we have right now. Other than, of course, the miners. The miners do produce a hefty amount of ash. So we are going to do something about it. And for now, we're just going to... I forgot to separate it off. That is completely my fault. Little whoopsie-daisy, so to speak. Boom. There we go. So there, now we have all of that being snaked around. It looks like we might need more coal throughput as well, because we have one just not, or a couple not working. We're going to need more coal throughput. That might be the fastest it's gonna get. But also, the reason why it's struggling is also because we have 3 extra drillers. I don't know why I put these ones here. Literally can put them here as well. It's whatever though. Don't matter much. Tell you what, I'm actually going to separate the ash off earlier so that the coal just stops at the end of the train. There we go. We have ash production, iron, and all that. So that's cool. We finally have that done. Yay! It's gonna take us a bit more time to get everything sort of situated and settled, which is gonna suck a little bit, but I think we'll be able to pull it off perfectly fine. So we're gonna come up here, you guys, and I think honestly we're gonna get some basic automation done. We're gonna try anyways and get some science stuff set up just so you can see the absolute hell that is making science packs and Pyanodons. Trust me, it's not fun. It's not fun at all. It's a little bit of a tedious process, one might say. In fact, some might even call it torture. But, you know, it's Factorio. You're always torturing torturing yourself in Factorio. You're always torturing yourself. So it's whatever. If it works, it works at the end of the day. Right? So one of these, right, like I said, lets you mine native flora. And native flora lets you make science packs. And you need 10 of them to make a science pack. It's quite a hefty research, or quite a hefty, what is it? Not research. Crap. It's quite a hefty recipe. It's not very cheap. It's pretty expensive, actually. I just punched the shit out of my microphone. I really hope it didn't hurt y'all's ears. But I'm sort of hoping that I can just show you the kind of hell that we're going to have to go through eventually. Of course, right now I can't because we don't have any of the automation stuff ready to do the automation science packs. Like, we don't have the necessary researches, which, yay, I guess. I don't really know. But, no, it's gonna get pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. It'll get pretty bad. But we're just gonna make a path over to it. And you can see our coal is still struggling to get to the end of the loop. And I think that's simply because we just don't have enough things making coal. So, which is sort of what I was scared of. But, I mean, it's fine. It's fine. We're making more coal now. We're going to be able to make throughput on this just a bit better. Because let's be real. If our miners are struggling, so are our furnaces. And if our furnaces are struggling, the rest of the factory is struggling. So we got to make sure we're actually maintaining, you know, that level of production already, which is nice, so to speak. Oh, don't want to get rid of that guy. And so I'm doing this to get rid of all the support I've got. Hooray! Okay. But yeah, we have our iron set up now. Or at least should be. Okay, yes. We are mining enough iron now, which is phenomenal. Very, very very cool, very cool. Now I think we just need... We need more, copper. Definitely the case. And now we can make a wood processing unit, which will be used to obviously get wood. And that wood will be useful. Don't know why it's making the sound that it's on, but it is certainly not. But so 4 of these logs create 20 wood. And we're going to need a lot of wood for these automation science packs. A lot. We're going to need quite a bit. We're actually going to make 2 labs as well. and then we'll come back over here and we'll make a soil extractor. So what that's going to allow us to do is get soil, which we're going to need for the crafting process anyways. We're also going to need a bit of ash, our native flora, and various other materials as well, such as iron and copper, and stone bricks, which is honestly also why you should get them produced early, because you're going to need them for a lot of recipes. Stone bricks are present in pretty much every single recipe coming forward, which is kind of insane. Honestly, it's a bit crazy, but if we do things right, we should be able to make our first one at roughly the 2-hour mark. So here's our wood. You can see we've gotten a ton of wood, which is really nice. And then we're also going to place our soil extractor down here. But honestly, I don't want to have to put a pump down just to fuel this thing, so I'm going to do a deep water well, which will allow us to do this. And so now we've got soil being produced. And this mod's going to come in so much handy, to be honest with you. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. So we have soil. So it will allow us to create our first 2 automation science packs. That's actually pretty exciting, I'm not going to lie. It's about the fastest I've ever got them made, which is insane, to be honest with you. But that's not going to get us anywhere close to automation. That's about 1/10 of what we need. Actually, I believe, I'm not really sure how to, so it's 30 seconds for 20 of these packs, which is insane. You need a lot of these to get these things rolling. But honestly, once we get automation down, we'll be able to automate certain aspects of that process, if that makes sense, right? We'll be able to automate, making the planter boxes, doing all this. Of course, it'll be hand-fed, but it's better than nothing, right? So, I mean, I'll take it. If we're gonna take it, we're gonna take it. You know what I mean? Or if we're gonna give it, we're gonna take it. I don't really know. I don't know what I'm saying, to be honest with you. Right? Like, so long as we have the ability to craft these things, we're gonna make them. And that should be how it is. So once we get automation, like I said, we'll do that. It's gonna, like I said, it's all gonna be hand-fed mostly, so not really gonna worry about that for the time being. We are gonna link this road with the bottom one though, and then we'll have another road coming out this way, so we just have easier access to this little forest, because we'll need a ton of logs. I absolutely hate the sounds that the forests make. I don't know how they did it, but they added like sounds to the I don't know. It's really weird. I don't really know how to describe it. Either that, I'm tripping balls, right? I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. But 34 logs, that should net us roughly 300, maybe 200 and something wood. It'll get us a lot of wood. We'll leave it at that. That would have been nice to know. Not get enough copper. Okay. But, so you can sort of see how things are going to be laid out a little bit with how the paths are looking so far. Or at least sort of see it. I don't really know. But basically, it's gonna be a little bit. Like I said, I keep saying this, and I'm gonna keep saying it. We're gonna be playing this for a long time. This is going to be a long, long series. But you know, at the end of the day, like I said, I find it relaxing. Um, Not to mention interesting. Is very different from vanilla, obviously. Um, so you're doing a lot more. Obviously, you're doing a lot more, but you know what I mean. Like it's a different feeling. I don't really know how to describe it other than that. Okay, so it netted us about 100. It's a lot lower than I thought it was going to be, but whatever. So now I believe we just need more native flora, which we can come down here for. And then we should have automation science by the end of this episode. Or, well, automation tech research, I guess. Proper way to say that. So now we just need more stone bricks, which I have been neglecting to make more of because we just didn't need them anymore. Now, however, we definitely need more of them. So we're going to come down here and fix that up a bit. Alrighty. Require 8 bricks. There's automation. Huzzah! We actually got it. I'm pretty surprised. So what I want to do, right? First things first, is I want to make an assembler for the planer boxes. These things. They take stone brick, wood, and iron plates. Which honestly isn't that bad. It's not that bad. So before the episode ends, we are actually going to do this. So I'm going to make 2 chests. I'm going to make one of these. There's our first ever assembler machine, which is honestly an achievement. It's a pretty big achievement. We should be proud of ourselves. So then, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up 2 inserters to pick up from a chest right next to it. We'll set 1 for iron plates, and the other, if I can find it, will be stone bricks. So now, whenever we have enough of that, we will be able to make the planer boxes on its own. So that'll be nice. We won't have to really make those anymore. We will have to continue, like we'll have to make the planer box. These are empty planer boxes we're making right now. We'll have to make the full ones, but they only take soil and ash, to be honest with you. It's not that bad of a risk. We've already got tons of ash, so we don't have to worry about making ash. Right? So that's, that's where the ash comes in. The bad part about needing stone bricks is that we also need them for our roads. So how we've been traveling so fast, But at the same time, I'm willing to make a sacrifice if in the name of science, of course. I'm willing to make a sacrifice for them. But we are going to be deforesting trees for a little bit, up until we can unlock the fastwood forestry. Once we unlock that, we'll be doing all right for ourselves. But that's not going to happen for a little bit, because we need to unlock moss first, And then once moss is done, we need to make saplings out of the moss. And then once we make the saplings out of the moss and tree seeds, we need to actually make the trees. And then once we make the trees, we put them into the fastwood forestry. And then that's when we get logs. And then we cut the logs into wood. And then we make the wood into planter boxes. And then the enter planter boxes to planter boxes. And then the native flora, ash, and all that bullshit, put it into the planter box. And then that's how we get our science packs. It's a lot. It's a lot. But it will be well worth it. Well worth it, in my opinion, anyways. So we'll go ahead and store the results in a box. We'll say we'll produce that many at a time. But I think that's where we're gonna call it today. Yeah, I think honestly that's where we're gonna call it. I'm gonna make a chest real quick for the iron because I forgot to do that. We'll have it go to about 600. I'd say that's a good amount. But I think that's what where we're gonna call it today. It's been about two and a half. It's been about 2 hours and 2 minutes, roughly. And I think that's a good stopping point for today. We've got a lot done today. We've done our furnace stack. We've got some basic ash handling in there. We've got our planter boxes automated, sort of, about halfway automated. We've got stone bricks done. We've got power. And we're well on the road to unlocking coal processing. And so once we unlock coal processing, like I said, we're going to be turning all of this raw coal into coke. Because it's a way better fuel. And honestly, well worth it. Well worth the expense. Well worth the ash. Just in general, it's just well worth it to go for coke. Because it's just, like I said, it's a better fuel. Way better. So in the next episode, we'll probably tackle that. As well as getting our copper furnace stack done. And of course, more of the automation for our science packs. Obviously, we're not going to be able to get everything done today. Or sorry, in that episode, we're not going to be able to get everything done. Especially with the wood. The wood's going to be hand-fed for quite a long time. But the way we have it set up right now, we are well on our way to completing coal processing, our copper furnace stack, and getting the first steps of automation science packs automated, which that'd be a pretty good day, I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, y'all, have a great rest of your day, morning, evening, night, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.